but according to Jon Stewart, something's going on here. And let me just say before we continue, he has been equal parts Trump bad, Biden bad, yet it's only the Biden supporters or the Biden sycophants
that are angry.
The people who support Trump, they're like,
People who support Trump probably don't watch Jon Stewart.
Well, it's I mean, they stand by their guy. They do believe in him. Yeah. I think there's the blue mega types. They're just trying to fool themselves and fool the rest of us.
Right.
And they believe that they have no other option except for this man to be president. And because if you say we can have a different choice, then you're saying we should go against the Democratic Party oligarchs. You are saying that the fact that he was president in the first place was a dirty deal. So rather than own up to any of that, they say, well, we have to keep going down this hole. We have to keep going down this rabbit hole. There's no other choice, because if we tell the truth, oh my God, what might happen?
And it is not crazy to think that the oldest people in the history of the country to ever run for president might have some of these challenges. Now, Democrats will say that any criticism like this, especially of Biden, is unfair because you just don't know Biden like they know Biden.
President Biden, who I've been around numerous times just in this last year, is sharp, he's focused, he's bright.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of his game, who knows what's going on.
He's smart. He's on his game.
I was in almost every meeting with the president.
The serious face. She's got the serious face.
In her defending Joe being on his game, she can't formulate a normal sentence.
It gets better.
And the president was in front of and on top of it all, coordinating,
wax on,
and directing,
wax off,
leaders who are in charge of America's national security, not to mention our allies around the globe.
What is that?
Yeah.
Apparently you haven't seen this, Margaret, right?
Well, I had heard about it, but I'd not. Apparently, the word "sharp" is focus group tested. But anyway, everyone's always sharp. He's as if, but they act as though we can't see. We can see him falling asleep. We can see him confusing people. Mitterrand, who's been dead, who was the president of France, who he said was the chancellor of Germany, who he just talked to. I mean, this is a symptom of dementia. For it is literally, it's not just being nasty. It's not making fun. People aren't stupid. You can see that he is not well.
I've had two family members deal with dementia. And the most obvious symptom is when they're told they have forgotten something and they get very angry and very forceful. I didn't forget nothing. Don't you dare say that. And every time Joe is confronted in the slightest way possible, he reacts the exact same way.
This is so funny, though. Jon Stewart. Are you going to play the rest of the clip?
Let's keep going, because now it gets really hysterical.
We have two candidates who are chronologically outside the norm of anyone who has run for the presidency in this country, in the history of this country. They are the oldest people ever to run for president, breaking by only 4 years the record that they set. The last time they ran, they are at the age. They are objectively old. They're at the age. There are no more age-related milestones to hit. The stakes of this election don't make Donald Trump's opponent less subject to scrutiny. It actually makes him more subject to scrutiny. If the barbarians are at the gate, you want Conan standing on the ramparts, not chocolate chip cookie guy.
Can I just say, the fact that he so seamlessly went back into this, the fact that he had been out since 2016?
9 years. 9 years.
He's been out for 9 years.
So I don't know if you had seen, Margaret, that apparently Biden did a TikTok to reach the young kids and something about chocolate chip cookies. Wait, I'm not on TikTok, but so apparently that's what he's mocking.
It's amazing.
But he's right. Good point. But what he makes is a very good point, which is when you have somebody like Trump that you're saying is so horrible, then that's when the person on the other side really needs to, bring it, right? Like that's not when you say,
listen, Trump gets confused too, but he does not have dementia.
No.
He's of sounder mind than Biden is.
Yeah.
And that's not to speak well of him or to defend him. It's just a fact. I do not get the feeling that Trump is out of it when he speaks. I don't like what he says, but it's obvious to me he's healthier.
I totally say the best things, though. Believe me, it's really great. I say great, funny, credible, tremendous things.
He does.
Well, I mean, he does come off like he is not right. I mean, he doesn't come off demented. He's not turning around and shaking hands with invisible people. I mean, it's true. I mean, Biden, to me, it's been like Weekend at Bernie's elder abuse from the beginning of this.
But if there is one silver lining to this, the fact that Trump's not going anywhere, he'll run from a prison cell. The fact that Joe's not going anywhere, he'll run from Bethesda Memorial if he has to.
He'll run from the cemetery.
The fact is, this is kind of what it's going to take to really break through with millions of people to finally say, yeah, I've had enough of the two-party duopoly. I think that's what's going to happen.
I hope so. I don't think we should be afraid of this crisis that the country is in. It is necessary that people are seeing the cracks in the system, that it's clear the system doesn't have legitimacy, and that it's being held up with propaganda and collusion with the corporate media. It is not a bad thing for this to start falling. Well, it is falling apart, and for people to see this big difference between the two parties doesn't exist. I mean, to defend Biden by saying, well, Trump would be killing people in Gaza too. What the hell is that?
It is. Right?
I
hear that. I think that's like the most insane thing. Like, really?
Double K is one of the most amazing supporters of our channel. And the only true benefit to having a Democrat in the White House versus a Republican is who makes potential appointments when it comes to labor. And maybe you want to argue judges, but that's about it. And even that's a very gray area.
But see, okay, so even if I go with that, and now I'm looking at Joe Biden, who brought in people like Elliot Abrams and Victoria Nuland. So if you're going to be bringing in Elliot Abrams, and by the way, he was brought in as something diplomacy, which is like, honestly, so it's like, if that's the Democrats bringing in that guy, then what does it matter? Then clearly it's like, it doesn't matter.
But
and my whole life I've been told, if you don't want to vote for the Democrat, you have to anyway. What about the Supreme Court? What about the federal judiciary? They screwed that up.
Oh, yeah.
They screwed it up. Hillary Clinton screwed up and lost. They had been and sometimes they would deal with the Republican about these judicial appointments. Biden did that when he was chair of the Judiciary Committee in the Senate. He worked with Republicans to get some of their picks in, all this horse trading to get people in. And now they're trying to pretend they can do something about Roe v. Wade. It's like, no, you can't. So if they actually got big enough majorities in the House and the Senate, would they codify Roe, or would they do what Obama did in 2009 and suddenly say, oh, it's not a big priority for me? So people have not forgotten any of those things.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.